Working together to make Leon County safer. All in. All in. Woo!
Welcome back, everybody, to the LCSO podcast, where we highlight the people behind the badge and the work being done to our community to keep us all safe. I'm your host, Javonni Hampton, and today I'm joined by Detective Davis Clarke. He's actually been on our social media a few times, if you're trying to put a face to the name, and he's been with the agency for 8 years. He's currently assigned to our property crimes unit. Davis has dedicated the 8 years serving to protect and also keep the community healthy. And so we'll talk about some of his roles here at the agency and learn more about him. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so upbeat conversation. Tell us a little bit about who you are, and born and raised in Tallahassee, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I was born and raised here in Tallahassee up on Thomasville Road. And so lived here all my life. And yeah, I went to Leon High School, went through the public school system here and, wanted to get into law enforcement kind of from high school. And so, yeah, been born and raised here.
Walk us through the first day you joined the sheriff's office and 7 years later.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a lot has changed, but I remember being in high school, wanting to get into law enforcement, going on ride-alongs, all those cool things, and joining the sheriff's office in 2017. And I remember coming here, going through all the field training, having some great mentors here. And, I hate to say back in my day or anything like that, because I'm only 31, but the amount of advancements in technology that has occurred over that 8 years is pretty mind blowing. Whenever I was here, we had it was like the CoolPix camera or something like that you would take a photo and you had to drop an SD card as evidence and all that stuff. Now everybody has iPhones. Now everybody has body cams and all that great stuff. And so the advancements in technology has been huge, and it's been an incredible career thus far.
Do you feel like just your ability to think quicker, or your ability to de-escalate certain situations, what type of training that you started off in 2017 that now in 2026 you're like, I got that down packed, I can improve in this area? How do you feel? Like, what's the comfortability of who you are right now? Yeah,
honestly, you start in law enforcement and you really don't know anything. You're completely new. You really don't know much. And so as I progressed through my career, really gaining the confidence of de-escalation, obviously, which is something we harp on, but de-escalation and the confidence to talk to others, affecting arrests and really just being more confident in yourself, talking to people has really helped. The other aspect of it too is I went through the school resource unit, was there for about 5 years, and the confidence of public speaking and all that stuff has been huge. I remember one of my first weeks at Leon High School, they said, hey, you need to give a safety address to the entire student body. So it's about, 1,000 kids or so. So Here you go. Here's your, 5 minutes to talk. And I was like, I haven't really done any public speaking before, but here we go. We're going to do it. And so it's kind of one of those trial by fire things, but that's the way you learn. So
yeah.
It's been
and
great.
Then here you are, even today, not afraid to sit down, have conversations. You've done our deputy on duties. You've been in front of the camera. And in this setting, there's a lot of conversation, a lot of quick thinking, even with podcasts, a comfortable environment, but he doesn't have notes. You all aren't able to see visually what's happening right now, but there are no notes, and the conversation that we're having right now is very genuine. What drives you?
Yeah, I would just say overall helping the community. Like I said earlier, this is the community that I was born and raised in. I go to church here at City Church. My kids are being raised here. My whole family's here. And so it's one of those things that just giving back to the community that's given to me is just huge. And so really making sure that we leave Leon County better than we found it, just like the motto goes, and trying to make it just a safer place, because it's not just a place that I work, arrest people that are doing crimes and all that stuff. It's the place that my kids are running around. It's the place that my parents are at. I want to make sure it's as safe as possible, and that we keep Leon County as safe as possible, basically.
what would you say some of your goals are? Let's just keep it at for the rest of the year. We're about at the halfway mark.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Some of my goals, really just trying to learn more. I mean, one thing my dad has always told me is be a student of yourself, which is basically find every avenue to learn something new. You never know enough. If you're in a room and you're the smartest person, you're in the wrong room. And so always finding ways to learn more, to do more training, to basically just grow yourself as a person. So I would say that's kind of an overall goal for the rest of the year, is just keep on growing and just learn more, basically.
And then you mentioned your dad.
Yeah.
Has he had a large influence on who you are today?
Yeah, he really has. His work ethic is uncanny, and he's an attorney here in Tallahassee, and he served in the Army prior to that. And so growing up, I kind of knew I wanted to get into law enforcement. I knew I wanted to do something with the law or public service. And so kind of looked at his career path and said, well, law enforcement would be a great kind of mixture of those two things. And so seeing how he's been super successful and me trying to emulate that, it's been great just having him as a role model and all that.
That's really good.
Yeah.
You grew up off of Thomasville, right?
Yeah.
In Thomasville.
Mm-hmm.
What about family aspects?
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, we've got my family, my in-laws live here as well. And so,
nice.
Yeah, so it's great having everybody here. Obviously, my wife and my kids, we all live together near Lake Jackson, and it's been really great. Just
have they adapted to your lifestyle?
Yeah,
in law enforcement?
Yeah, I'm really lucky. My wife, her dad was TPD, and so she kind of grew up knowing the environment of law enforcement. Some of the challenges and struggles that come with it too, with the amount of stress that we're under, all the chronic stress, but also, the call outs and things of that nature. So I've been lucky that she's been super understanding with a lot of the career.
And then you mentioned you were also a school resource deputy. So you have a well-rounded career, even as you mentioned at an early start. Criminal investigations, and now your current role in property crimes. How have those assignments shaped the way that you approach your duties today?
Yeah, they've been huge, and kind of like Captain Henderson when she did the podcast, I think she said that school resource was like the most favorite place that she was at when she has been at the sheriff's office, and I completely agree with that. I mean, I was there for 5 years at Leon High School, and that time has been the most valuable at the Leon County Sheriff's Office. And really the reason is the ability to mentor somebody else and provide a positive impact on somebody. I'll say, just in law enforcement, the base level uniform patrol deputies that work here at the Sheriff's Office, the majority of the time, the general public is dealing with law enforcement when they either call 911 or they get pulled over for a traffic stop or something like that. So normally it's a negative connotation. At school resource, you're seeing people at their best. You're seeing people, maybe they've got a struggle or something like that. But most of the time, you're dealing with great kids. You're dealing with kids that want to succeed in life. And you have that ability to mentor and shape them into young adults if they don't have those parental figures or whatever the case is.
Do you miss it?
Yeah, I miss it. And one of the greatest times, any school resource deputy will tell you this, but especially working at the high school level where you have maybe a freshman come in and maybe they're troubled, maybe you're trying to steer them in the right direction, and then 4 years later you watch them walk across the stage, graduate, and you're like, man, this is awesome. They initially were going to go on the wrong path, but we kind of got them back on track, and then we got them to graduate. And obviously not just the school resource deputy, it takes a village, obviously, but having that happen is just a great feeling. Yeah,
that's amazing. There's always the opportunity to go back there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what your day-to-day looks like.
Yeah. So really get here at the office and we get assigned cases and we go through property cases right now. And so going out and investigating those, trying to follow up with suspects, follow up with leads, and really try to solve some property crime cases. I try to use our wellness hour to work out every day and, stay mentally strong and physically strong so we can handle the duties of the job to the best of our abilities and just be healthy overall.
And let's talk about that, because everybody wants to know, like,
Yeah.
how in the heck can you be a detective,
Yeah.
do all of this work, and still find the time to dedicate to yourself?
Yeah, yeah.
That's very important to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why is that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would just say mental clarity is like the very simple answer to that. Whenever I'm working and you have a million things, I mean, just like today, I've got all sorts of cases going on and all sorts of super important events that I need to document and all sorts of stuff. And in order to do that, I've got to be mentally clear and have a very clear guideline of what I need to do. And so being able to work out here at least for an hour, I normally work out and do a run in the morning just to kind of clear my head for the day and kind of get a game plan of what I need to do. And so that's just super beneficial, being able to be mentally clear. Yeah.
That's nice. And then even outside of law enforcement, you're heavily involved in the community.
Yeah.
Talk to us about some of those things that you do just on a normal basis to continue to humanize yourself.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I love the outdoors, go fishing, boating all the time, all those things, and just try to be outdoors as much as possible. I'm involved in Access Tallahassee, which is kind of a member of the Chamber of Commerce here in Tallahassee. And so basically where we get involved with small business partners and basically other public sector groups in the county just to kind of get involved and, you know, make sure we can provide input on how the community can be safer from the sheriff's office side. And that's been super, super helpful as well.
What is something that maybe you want to communicate to the community about policing and law enforcement, like, as a whole, that they may not know or understand?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that I would say is, you know, we're humans too. I know, especially on the news and stuff, sometimes it gets portrayed as we're just somebody in a badge or a star. But, you know, we're a part of the community, especially here at the Leon County Sheriff's Office. I mean, just like every other agency, we're a part of the community. We're going to church next to you. We're driving in a car next to you on the weekends, and we're a part of the community just like you are. And so really just humanizing the badge is huge for us.
And this just came to me, but you also established the Run Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you just came in and you're like, my coworkers need to take time to spend some mental health and have the awareness. And is that like what pushed you to do it, or did something happen?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was at school resource for a while, and so I saw what would occur, and really just the need for more health and wellness at the sheriff's office. That's really what it comes down to. Is I said we have to provide more. I mean, we're doing incredible with our SHIELD unit, and I just said, let me try to add something to the SHIELD unit that we can say, okay, let's provide an outlet for deputies, for anybody that wants to, civilians or anybody, go out for a run, just have a talk. You don't even have to run, you can walk, just to get outside in the sunlight, to do something outside of the office. Because at the end of the day, if you're sitting behind a computer staring at a screen for 8 hours a day, you never go outside, never get any sunlight, that's going to be completely detrimental for your health. And so it's like, we got to do something to break up the day, and it's just an excuse to go outside. And so luckily, Sheriff's Office was completely behind it, and they said, absolutely, let's run with it. So yeah.
That's amazing. Any other ideas that you have that you're hoping to bring, or that you would like to start? Only if it doesn't spoil the reveal for the listeners.
We do have some stuff in the works, so I'll leave that a secret for now, but it'll be determined later, I guess I'll say that.
And is this a part of like the culture of what you hope to embody, you know, even for those who may be coming in as new deputies, just setting that precedent about keeping your mental health stable? Yeah,
that's obviously huge. And, you know, as the newer generation is coming in, there's a lot more of a emphasis on mental health and things of that nature, like our Project 413. I mean, I was personal friends with Dylan Smith, and so it's one of those things that I see the new generation coming in, and I say, okay, we 100% have to harness this and be as mentally sound as possible. And so with the SHIELD unit and hopefully with the Run Club, we can help people get more mentally clear and help them be more mentally healthy.
Yeah, I really appreciate being able to work up under leadership such as Sheriff Watt McNeil, who has established something such as even a wellness hour for individuals. Obviously, in my previous work, life is on the clock.
Exactly.
And even lunch breaks, like where are you? It's 25 minutes, 5 minutes till your lunch break is over. And so, just being able to be with an agency that understands the weight that you carry for day to day, just like how you mentioned, even if you're sitting at the computer for 8 hours and not seeing any sunlight or going out, that's very imperative. There was something that I wanted to mention that I don't want to forget. Oh, I love to ask people, who inspires you? Do you have any mentors or people, that have helped you get here and that you talk to and you're like, yeah, these are my go-to folks? Yeah,
I mean, I would definitely say, my dad has been huge. And I mean, I know he's not a part of the sheriff's office or anything, but obviously knows people here, knows people in the legal community, all that stuff. And so he's been huge, just bouncing ideas off of him, getting really good advice for, obviously personal life, but professional life is super, super helpful.
Okay. And is there anything else that you would like to share?
Nothing. I know you kind of touched on the culture of the agency and the physical aspect of that too, is trying to promote a culture of physical wellness where all law enforcement, all civilians are super healthy and it's a positive work environment and all those good things. And so that's one thing, really one of my missions of the sheriff's office is, hey, have everybody as healthy as possible. It's going to increase morale. It's going to make everybody feel better. Health, mentally, physically, all those things.
Health and wellness.
There's only positive things that can come from it.
Yeah, I agree. There's so much positivity, even if you just take a second to go and do a 15-minute walk or it was like the other day, maybe like a week ago, instead of eating my lunch in the office, I just sat outside at one of the picnic tables and I listened to the birds chirp and the cars drive by and defrosted a little bit. And then it was just like, okay, now I could go back in. This is like another segment of the day that now I can go and conquer that part of it. But the first half, 8 to 12, done that, now I got 15 minutes to just be Javonni.
Exactly.
Not Javonni at the desk as PIO, but can I just turn it off for a quick second? And even outside of work, sometimes we go to sleep and we may not be able to turn the work life off. So where is that, where is that time going? Where do we find it? So if you ever want to stop by my office and share tips, or knock on my door and say, did you take a break today? Please feel free to do so, because sometimes I forget myself. That's really good. I'm trying to make sure I don't leave anything out. Because there's so many wonderful things that you are doing here, and even just being on the inside of school resource, or being on the inside of schools, and also now a completely different field with property crimes. And then were you also with special victims or anything there?
I was uniform patrol before SRD.
Okay. That's good to know. Well, this is the thing. Since you've listened to the podcast, I like to do a speed round. And so with that speed round, I'll ask you a few questions. All right? Okay. Most underrated tool on the job?
A screwdriver.
One word to describe night shift?
Tiring.
First thing you notice at a crime scene?
The perimeter of the tape.
Nice. Favorite part of working in property crimes?
Say the ability to get victims their property back.
SRD life or patrol life?
SRD.
Early mornings or late nights?
Early mornings.
Best advice for someone wanting to join law enforcement?
Show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
Patrol or investigations?
Investigations.
Coffee or energy drinks?
Coffee.
Alrighty then. Well, that was nice. We had maybe about a 5-second delay on one of the questions, but that was expected. Well, thank you so much for joining the Leon County Sheriff's Office podcast. And as you continue to do more, we hope that you come back and join us again.
Thank you so much.
Working together to make Leon County safer.